Hey guys, welcome back to 9180. I'm here at the Carriage house, and today I'm going to be working on the crib for the baby's nursery. I actually purchased this crib months before I ever got pregnant. I'm a planner, I can't help it, and I knew that even if we didn't get pregnant, we were going to adopt, so we were going to need a crib regardless. And my mom knew that we were going to be putting an antique dresser into the nursery because it actually came from her dear friend Renata, and so she knew I was looking for a crib that had an old world or antique look to it so that it would look like it belonged next to the antique dresser. And she stumbled upon this crib on Facebook Marketplace. It was listed for just $75. It's a 4-poster. It's really beautiful, and as soon as she sent it to me, I immediately messaged the lady and went and picked it up that night. I just love it. And originally I was actually going to keep the cherry finish. I think it's really pretty. However, as the design for the nursery started to progress, I started realizing how many other wood tones are in the room. We've got the stained ceiling, which is like a warm honey tone, and the trim is kind of a honey color as well throughout the room. And then the dresser is like a dark walnut color, and so I didn't really want to add cherry to the mix as well. Thought it might be a bit too much, so I'm going to go ahead and paint it in our accent color, which is gray. And my coworker and friend Cassie told me about this fusion mineral paint. And I looked it up, and it's really neat. It's non-toxic, no fumes, but also you can pretty much apply it to any finish. They say you don't even have to sand it down. However, the lady I purchased this from did recommend maybe just roughing up the surface a little bit to just help out the bond between the first coat and the surface. So I'm going to go ahead and do that anyway. And I purchased this from an antique store in Sand Springs called Yesterday to Now. The owners are a really, really sweet couple. We walked in there. Of course, antique stores are so dangerous for Randy and I. We walked in to get just the paint, and ended up also walking out with an antique coat rack. We almost walked out with an antique radio. That's just how it normally goes when we walk into an antique store. And this seems like a really small little container, but she explained that it goes a really long way. And she told me to make sure to put a really thin coat on the first time, and it's going to be streaky. She said, don't worry about it. Don't try to overcorrect that. You want it to be a really thin coat for the first coat. So I'm gonna follow all the instructions she gave me, and the color I ended up going with, because they did have a few different shades of gray, is Little Lamb Gray. It's just kind of a warm, a little bit darker shade of gray, kind of antique-y looking. I think it's gonna look really, really great in the nursery. But anyway, I wanted to make sure you saw what the crib looked like before, and can't wait to show you the after.